I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving last weekend. And oh boy, do I have a lot of things I have to talk to you guys about today. The first thing I need to get off my chest is that in case you guys are wondering what's going on with Teddy's Reviews right now, well, guess what? The name has been changed from Teddy's Reviews all the way to Casual Reviews with Bear Rimshot. And the idea of having my review show being called Casual Reviews with Bear Rimshot came from a good friend of mine named Sebastian, whom many of you guys may know him as Azuchi Guardian. Now, for those who don't know who he is, I did a Star Wars Battlefront showdown with him on his Deathflame Armada page. You guys can go check out the links below. And yeah. And in case if you're wondering when will the first episode come out soon, well, which in this case will be a review based on Disney Infinity, well, it will definitely come out, expected to be released on December 23rd, 2014. If not, yeah, maybe after. Anyways, and then I noticed that some of you guys felt traumatized when I blamed the death of Robin Williams on my former social worker and on this one former Andrew student, and I'm really sorry about that, people. Here's my honest reasoning on why would I ever blame the death of Robin Williams on my former social worker and this one former student from my past school. Well, considering the fact that they both had the intentions of trashing my successes on certain projects and certain outside school projects and turned them into disasters. And in case you're wondering what did they do, that would apparently cause the death of Robin Williams allow for me to explain. For the former social worker, he made me do things that are just so unnecessary for me to do for the sequels to Epic Battles. Things that totally defeat the point of crossover. Which is why, just to play things safe, I won with however I originally wanted to be. Because when you look, I rejected all of his ideas, because when you guys look at however I originally wanted Epic Battles 2 to be, you guys will see that the characters in my original interpretation appear to be very memorable and likable, while the jokes appear to be very funny, whereas the writing looks just as clever as what you would see coming out of Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, Nickelodeon, Blue Sky, Illumination, Warner Brothers, Sony, Aardman, Laika, Don Bluth, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, Robert Zemeckis, Peter Jackson, and James Cameron would ever do when they write with their stories. And I don't care if they don't. I don't care if they would never. I don't care if they would never use the names of real people whatsoever. Whether or not all those people, when I say, keep in mind, people, that whether or not they would ever, all those people would ever use the names of real people in their stories, that really should not matter whatsoever. What should matter more is the fact that when you look at, however, Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, Nickelodeon, Blue Sky, Illumination, Warner Brothers, Aardman, Don Bluth, Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, Robert Zemeckis, Peter Jackson, James Cameron, and Sony all have wanted their stories to be. You will see when I say that I'm trying to be like them, I'm trying to say that when you look at their stories, you will see that they're trying to appeal in a way of how both kids and adults can all enjoy it. And when you guys do get to look at, however, my former social worker originally wanted Epic Battles 2 to be, you guys will see that jokes in his interpretation appeared to be lame, unfunny, and annoying, and the characters appear to be all annoying, uninteresting, and bland, and the writing looks just as childish as what you guys would see coming out of Video Brain Guido, the Weinstein Company, Michael Bay, and Tim Burton. And then as for this former Andrew student, he when I was having my bar mitzvah back on March 6, 2010, he did have, whether you guys believe it or not, and yes, people, he did trash my bar mitzvah, and I'm not even joking, people. This one former Andrew student I'm talking about here, he really did ruin my bar mitzvah. Anyways, and in case if you're wondering what connects between those two people and Robin Williams, well, did you guys even notice that Robin Williams actually starred in this one animated Disney movie which featured a particular girl character who would later on play a bigger role in epic battles alongside with two other Disney girls, one from another animated Disney classic released during their Disney Renaissance, and the other one being originated in a sequel that went straight to theaters. And if my reasonings weren't good enough, all I can say to you people is that stay tuned for episode 3 of Casual Reviews with Bear Rimshot, whereas I'm going to do a public apologies editorial. That's right, people. Ever since when I started my review show, I promised myself that one day, once I finally release Epic Battles 2, which I already did back in July, I promised myself that I would try to do a public apologies editorial. And here's why I would ever try to do something like that. Well, considering the fact that, well, I'm only doing that to promote Epic Battles 2. Considering the fact that Epic Battles 2 is meant to be considered a public apology. Look, people, don't take it the wrong way, okay? I've worked so hard in making it bigger and better for you people. And I noticed that some of you people, I'm not going to point any fingers this time. But I noticed that some of you people, and I do mean some of you people, again, I'm not going to point any fingers, well, I noticed that some of you people would have the habit of trying to be like, oh no, Diddy Macedo's going to ruin my childhood. Well, look, people, I, by any means, would never, ever ruin your childhood. If there's a particular character that you liked that I did include, or somebody you have a good relationship, all I can say to you guys is just be grateful with what you get for Epic Battles, okay? I mean, even if I did include you, there are a lot of good things about Epic Battles too that you people should all be aware about. Like, for example, if you're somebody who either has a distaste against Waka Flocka music, or somebody who can't sit through swearing whatsoever, just be happy for me that not only did I get to make Smoothie as the winning figure and Waka Flocka as the losing figure, but also I made sure that all the jokes present would all appear to be clean. Well, clean enough for it to be able to get a PG rating instead of PG-13 or higher. Not only that, but also if you liked Frozen, then just be happy for me that I did include characters from Frozen. And if you like Wreck-It Ralph, just be happy for me that I got to include characters from Wreck-It Ralph this time. And if you liked Brave, just be happy for me that I did get to include characters from Brave. Or if you liked Star Wars Rebels or any of the expanded universe materials, aside from Force Unleashed, like Knights of the Old Republic, Republic Commando, the Thrawn trilogy, or any of those things, just be happy for me that I finally got to, when incorporating the Star Wars universe in Epic Battles 2, I finally got to expand than just elements from the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and the CGI Clone Wars series. And if you liked Cinderella, just be happy that I made Cinderella get a bigger role this time. And if you like Soul Calibur but preferred the regular characters over the guest characters, just be happy for me that that I finally got to have more Soul Calibur characters appearing than just Yoshimitsu and all the guest characters. Well, for those who, when I say guest characters, I mean those that are more official in the Soul Calibur games, like Heihachi from Tekken, Spawn, Link from Legend of Zelda, Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia, all three of the Star Wars guest characters, consisting of Darth Vader, Yoda, and Starkiller, as well as creators from God of War, and Ezio from Assassin's Creed. And if you're a die-hard Tekken fan, then just be happy for me that I did get to have more Tekken characters appearing than just Heihachi and Yoshimitsu. Or if you're a die-hard Street Fighter fan, then just be happy for me that I did get to have more and more Street Fighter characters than just Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li. And if you're a die-hearted Mortal Kombat fan, just be happy for me that I did get to have more and more Mortal Kombat characters than just Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Kratos. And and I noticed that some of you people have problems with the webcam. Well, though when it comes to the webcam, I promise you guys that the only time whenever you guys will ever see me use the webcam, we only in update vlogs like what I'm doing right now as I'm recording. However, when I do get to do the actual reviews, I try to use regular camera by using help from somebody who is actually good at not just filming, but also editing as well. And I noticed that in my last update, I also noticed that in my last update vlog, I noticed that some of you guys were confused about what's the difference between canon and non-canon. Well, allow me to explain what canon is. Well, in order for a particular storyline to be considered canon to a particular franchise, the story must be consistent. This is what has been happening lately. Is I notice that some of you people, I'm not gonna point any fingers. I notice that some of you people are giving me canon issues, continuity issues. And if you guys are looking for the reviews that I do that are canon, you would have to go to my channel where you guys are looking at below right now. And if you're looking for an epic battle storyline that's considered canon, well, here's what would be considered canon to epic battles. Anything that comes from either me, JC, or Dante, as well as anything based on what you guys get in the movies themselves. Well, when I do get to do my storytelling, I've worked so hard in keeping it consistent as possible. Heck, when George Lucas does get to do Star Wars, every single time whenever George Lucas does get to do Star Wars, George Lucas tries his best to make sure that the story of Star Wars would look just as consistent as possible, which I can totally respect. And it's all I have to say, people. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a Happy Kwanzaa, and a Happy New Year, as well as Happy Holidays. Well, this is Teddy. I was saying, see you next time. I hope you have a Happy Hanukkah. I hope you have a Happy Hanukkah, a Merry Christmas, a Happy Kwanzaa, and Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year.